Yesterday, Larry announced something called the Oracle Unbreakable Enterprise Kernel. And I thought I'd give you a little bit more background on what that is and what that means and why we did it, and also a bit about its relationship with Solaris. So, we've been in the Linux business for a while now. We actually got into the business 4 years ago here at OpenWorld. We have an even longer experience in that with Linux. We actually formed our Linux engineering team in the year 2000, and we had a basic goal. We wanted to make Linux a better operating system for enterprises, a better operating system for customers like you running our products. And I think maybe a good way to summarize our goal is we wanted to make it a lot more like Solaris. Solaris has always been the premier enterprise operating system, especially for Oracle customers running our software. We now have something called the Oracle Unbreakable Enterprise Kernel. Now, this is not a fundamental change in our strategy. We're still very focused on Red Hat compatibility. In fact, what we're doing is we're shipping 2 kernels with our Linux. So Oracle Linux comes with the Oracle Unbreakable Enterprise Kernel, and it comes with a Red Hat compatibility kernel. So today and tomorrow and as far as we can see in the future, you will always get the same level of Red Hat compatibility that we offer currently. But you'll also have another option. You'll be able to choose to run faster, you'll be able to choose to run with a modern kernel, and you'll be able to choose to run a reliable kernel. It's the only Linux. Oracle Linux with the Unbreakable Enterprise Kernel is the only Linux that we are running now in our test and development farms that are for Linux. Now, we recommend that you use the Oracle Unbreakable Linux kernel with all of our software. However, we're going to continue to certify our software on the Red Hat compatibility kernel, at least through version 5. Oracle Enterprise Linux with the Unbreakable Enterprise kernel is the best Linux for enterprises. And let me make this very clear. This is not a fundamental change in strategy. We are not forking Linux. We're exactly as compatible with Red Hat today as we were before. You can always choose to run the Red Hat compatibility kernel. But we hope that you choose to run the Unbreakable kernel for our software because we like you to run our software on an operating system which is reliable and fast. Upgrading to the Unbreakable Enterprise kernel is easy. If you're an existing customer of Oracle Linux, all you have to do is just update the package from our update network. If you're an existing Red Hat customer, upgrading is also easy. You just connect to our update network and download the Unbreakable Enterprise kernel. No OS reinstall is required. Why are we continuing to invest in Solaris and in Linux? Well, the reason is simple. If we go out and we look at our customer base, by far, the 2 most used operating systems are Solaris and Linux. It makes sense for us to engineer both Linux and Solaris together with our hardware, with our middleware, with our applications, with our database to give our customers the best possible experience. It also makes sense for us to engineer them all together so that you have a great management experience, so that you can use one single management environment to manage that stack no matter what you're running, Solaris or Linux.